What is up, y'all? DJ here with another, well, I guess a new video. The first time streaming, uh, for trading content at least. So I trade inversion fair value gap, kind of like a ICT concept. I got it from Dodgy though. Shout out to him. He has a lot of good content. Go check him out. Um, so this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. Um, we just had news, so 'cause there's a lot of liquidity probably up here. Um, we'll probably look for some type of, I guess, retracement back to this area. Um, we just took out a low on the 15 minute, and I'm pretty sure the hour. Yeah, 15 minute and hour. And it kind of respected this right here. Respected this right here. So I'm kind of seeing what's going to happen. I'm kind of looking for momentum. There's a 30 second. I really don't like taking 30 seconds too much, but if it's there, I may take it, especially if I can put my stop to break even um, when it gets to this high here. I'm not sure about my target yet. I'll probably target at 50% first. Um, yeah, I may take some profit here, one of these two zones, and then may leave a runner for the high. So kind of see, just waiting right now. No rushing anything. So kind of see what's gonna happen. So it's retesting the zone again. Okay, let's see. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. All right, I think I got it to work now. I think y'all be able to hear me. Just checking it one more time. All right, the audio is probably not too good right now. I'll have to mess with it. But I at least had to try it out. Um, but if y'all couldn't hear me before, basically we just had news at 8:30 Eastern time. Um, so generally what I look for, basically called a one setup for life. That's from Dodgy. Shout out to him. Basically, there's a lot of liquidity sitting up here. These are relative equal highs. They're not equal exactly, but there's still liquidity up here. Obviously, it took some, but a huge drop down. Um, I'm looking. See, the problem is that it's no longer respecting this fair value gap right here, and I don't think it is. It may drop down a little bit more. I'll probably take this out right here. Let me see if there's anything else that's trying to target. If it goes there, it'll kind of go into an FVG a little bit. There's just a lot of bearish momentum right now. Yeah, the news kind of messed with the play a little bit, so I was kind of leaning more towards a bullish bias, but right now it's not looking that way. Probably just gonna have to wait. Really, not much to do right now. Yeah, it's already dipping below here. It's probably gonna take that low, most likely. 2 minutes. Yeah, the only kind of setup is on the 1 minute, but it's a smaller fair value gap. It's not as obvious. The 30-second was pretty obvious. So if we end up getting some really good momentum through this, um, I'll probably take it because after this high, I'll probably put my stop loss to break even, and then I'll probably target up here. So short trade, I may leave a runner. I guess it just kind of depends on how it's moving. So that's really all I'm waiting for right now. So kind of see, really just a waiting game at this moment. One thing I will say is patience definitely pays. Definitely pays. Um, a lot of times in the market, I try to rush. Yeah, I guess I coming to the point now where I'm not doing as much, but so many times where I'm just trying to get into something because I want to trade for the day. Because I only trade on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's a good thing that I only trade that time, but sometimes because I'm still not like, I guess, super experienced of being a successful trader, I try to rush into things because I've been trading for like the last four, almost 4 years. Let me think. Yeah, basically, yeah, over 4 years now, and really haven't found much success. So I've kind of switched things up, more focused on the psychology standpoint, not just trying to follow everybody else's trades, getting caught up in the loop that most traders get caught in. But one thing about me, man, is I'm not going to give up, and I haven't given up. So I will find success in this. So that's how I'm kind of documenting my journey. Um, Take it one trade at a time. Okay, so we just closed with a big bearish candle. Um, this is probably gonna hit this low. I just don't know if I would have short this far in a discount. It's like super far down. I probably won't want to take a buy at this moment. So I may or may not get a trade right now, and I'm okay with that. That's how it is. But this 5 minute gap too, I won't take that. I don't take any. I take everything below the 5 minute. I don't really take the 5 minute. Um, but if it does inverse, that may be a good sign for something short term at least. And then I have the 50% mark on here. Uh, 'Cause most likely, if this doesn't hit right now, I could. It's just a lot of times the market wants to go back up to these highs. I could see it take that and then drop and then come back up. Um, so we'll kind of see. But if I don't see good momentum going through this and like one, two, or three candles, I probably won't take it. I don't know. We'll kind of see. Let's see what ES is doing right now. Pretty similar. 824. Okay, cool. So there is an SM possible SMT right now. Because this already took the low, the 815 low. It's already taken a lot more lows actually, while Nasdaq is still above these. So if I do get a setup to the upside and ES starts kind of moving too, I probably will still take a buy even if it doesn't take this low. Because it's not a huge low. Um, they took one out before then, so guess we'll see. Sorry if I'm sniffling and stuff. Usually, I always have allergies in the morning. Kind of clears up throughout the day though. And as you can see, this is a Apex funded account. I am down. What is that? One percent? A little less than 1%. I was down actually a lot more on this account. I wanted to start streaming earlier when I was down a little bit more, but I hadn't figured it out yet. Um, I just wasn't really following my rules. Basically, my rules are is if I take a loss, I take one loss per day, and then I'm done. But I would keep trading. Just over trading and stuff like that. Yeah, most of y'all know that. Um, or I would get a winner, maybe not a big winner, but a winner, and I would still try to trade that. Like, oh, well, if I go to break even, it'll be okay. Like, take your win and move on for the day. And I wasn't doing that. So the last couple of days, I just taken basically one trade. If I have a break even trade, I will possibly take another. But if it's a win or a loss, I'm done. So it seems when I follow that, I do well. When I don't, I lose. Whenever I overtrade or try to, try to I guess, look at the market for too long. So, and I know some people can take multiple wins or losses and do fine, but uh, me, at least at the moment, when I take a loss, almost, I would say 80 to 90% of the time, my second trade is also going to be a loss. Um, and at this point, I don't even know if it's emotional. It's almost like a psychological thing. I almost go in there, and I know it's maybe the bad way of looking. I almost go in like, oh, I'm probably going to lose the second trade. So to avoid that, I just don't take the don't take the second trade at all. Avoid more losses. And then I kind of follow the same rules Dodgy. So like if I wait for a close above this, if I get a close above this, I'll enter the trade. I generally want it to be closer to the inversion. Like if it's way up here, like already close to this, I would want to see a retracement before I get in. Just because I want to move my stop to break even here, and if we're already like right here in the trade, there's not much room. Um, Also, and then if I get a close below, in the trade, I will just close the position, even if it doesn't hit my stop loss yet. I usually put my stop loss a little lower, kind of gives me some wiggle room. And then I usually risk about 200 per trade, sometimes less, um, sometimes a little bit more, but that's generally the range that I usually use for a 50K account. So really nothing right now though. Playing around with the lows, same thing with the S. Prices kind of slowed down a little bit. Took that low again. Anything on there? I'm hoping it takes this low first at least. Kind of low, middle of nowhere before this huge move. So it's almost like an impulse leg. Yeah, I'd be happy if we took that first before continuing up. Is that this was a trade. What was this? Yeah, this was the trade that I took on Tuesday. I don't know if it was a 30-second or a 1 minute setup. I think it was a 30 second. Oh no, it was a 1 minute. Yeah, so this is the setup I took. Um, I'm not sure where I know I took most off here. Um, I think I left a runner, but it got stopped at break even. Um, Generally I don't. So there's one inversion here, and there's a super small one here. Um, I took this because of the momentum, and it was delivering off of a fair value gap. And it did it in one candle. It's like a V-shaped recovery. So because it did that, I took it. Generally, though, if there's two fair value gaps there, you usually don't want to take that. Um, I just had conviction. So sometimes when you have conviction, that's just how it works. You just kind of get that when you've been trading for a while. But obviously, hit the take profit. I think I took like 80% off right there. But yeah, basically a 1 to 2. I took 80% off there, left a runner, and then it just got stopped at break even before continue running. That's the name of the game, basically. You're not gonna all your runners aren't gonna hit, so that's why it's best to take majority off. At least in my case, at the relative like the important highs and stuff like that. It does look like we're gonna hit. Sorry, it does look like we're gonna hit the low. So trying to see if there's any. Uh, I wouldn't say this is like super obvious right here. That one isn't super obvious, but we got the good amount of momentum through it. Maybe okay, but I don't even know if I'll take that. I don't really like how far this one is though either. Really don't like how small this one is. There's really no other one. I like the 3 minute one better than the 30 second, but I still don't. It's still small though. And then the 4 minutes. Really, the cleanest one is, to be honest, the 5 minute. Which, like I said, generally I don't take these. Um, I don't know. I doubt I'll take this, but we'll kind of see. Kind of dumping right now. It may hit into this for value. I think it is. At a 1 hour, not really small gap, but barely. Yeah, I guess it's gonna hit that. Yes, yeah, 30 to basically all of it. It's in a fair value gap right now. Man, this thing is like super bearish. My goodness. Oh wow, I didn't even know there was news again at 9. I probably won't take anything until after that, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I probably wait until this comes out. because usually that 10 a.m. candle most of the time is a reversal candle. So it's a better time probably to get into a trade. So I will probably wait until then. So screen's probably gonna be quiet until 10 a.m. Probably right there on the screen. All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna wait for this 10 a.m. Okay. I think I fixed my audio. Horrendous. Okay, let me know if can you hear me? Test test. Okay, we are getting some momentum out of this though for sure though. So I'm just waiting for the 10 o'clock. Let me know if can you hear me? Test test. Okay, we are getting some momentum out of this though for sure though. So I'm just waiting for the 10 o'clock. All right, testing it again. Sorry for all the testing, but I want to make sure everything's good. It is sounding better though, because before it sounded like absolute garbage. You couldn't even hear me, what anything I was saying basically. All right, testing one more time. Make sure everything's good. Make sure I can hear myself. Okay, so after this, basically 9:30 open, I'm probably looking for something bullish. I'm gonna just wait for something to hold. So we'll see. All right, so I'm done messing with the audio right now. As of right now, um, still need some work, but it'll do. Okay, so to kind of repeat what I was saying from earlier, since y'all probably couldn't hear me, there is a lot of bearish momentum to the downside. I'm not going to enter anything though until after 10 a.m. news. Keep in mind, everything is Eastern time. It's because I'm in Central. Um, so we are rejecting. Let me see if we're rejecting out of anything though. Kind of a 4-hour gap. Kind of rejecting this 4-hour right here. Um, even the smaller gap on the 1 hour is being respected, and yeah, 15 was respected too. So kind of looks like we could have something to the upside. I probably won't look for anything past the 50%. So let me mark this. Are those equal lows? No. Are they? Oh, they are equal lows. I don't like that. I generally don't like to buy if there's equal lows below, because generally the market would like to go back to those. I may still take something just because I already took out a lot of liquidity and we're so far in discount. So, and I really don't feel like shorting. I want to see it close above this 5-minute here. It's kind of respecting it right now though. Let's see what ES is doing. Just dumping. Yeah, huge dump today. What's the weekly profile? Oh, the bears last week too. Well, if it is bearish, we could definitely see it eventually go into these lows. So it's definitely not out the question. Yeah, because sometimes these won't hit right away, but generally the market will come back to it, just because there's a lot of liquidity resting above there, since it was just a volatile move. Take out some of the stuff. These are setups that are no longer valid, so there's really nothing right now. Yeah, this the 5 minute. Like I said, I generally do not take 5 minutes, so I probably won't take this. But I just want to see it at least be closed above. Oh, that possibly maybe look for something else. Like this setup earlier, I never got. I think it was a 30-second actually. Yeah, 30-second. Never got this. Hit it, but kept continuing down. It's like a ICT 2022 model, so it broke below, market structure shift, enter the fair value gap, and drop. So if you trade that, that definitely worked out for you. It's just not my trading model, so I don't take those. Um, we'll see what this news does in 5 minutes. Kind of see if anything happens here. Be super cool if it took out the equal highs. They're not equal on MNQ, but on NQ they are, and this is what you want to be paying attention to. MNQ is just where I take the trades off of, but this is the main chart, so this is what you want to pay attention to if you're in a trade and stuff like that, and looking for targets and stuff like that. Yeah, so I do see a retracement possibly back, especially on a 10 a.m. candle, because generally 10 a.m. candles are reversal candles. Even if it's like a short-term retracement, usually we'll go the opposite of whatever the move has been for the morning. But with news, who knows? It could be anyway. That's why I usually don't trade before red folder news. It's better just to wait it out. Pending home sales. I will say though, for trading I don't even know if y'all could hear me earlier again, but so trading for the last 4 years, some of the things I've definitely learned the hard way, because I feel like it's the only way a lot of us can learn, is just patience and not like trying to rush into something all the time. Like I used to get like so antsy about being in a specific trade, or looking for a trade, because I only trade 3 times out of the week, mostly because I still have a job. So I trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which generally are the better days for me anyways. I usually don't like trading Fridays, and I usually won't trade Monday if there's no news, and I can't right now anyways because of my job. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday have been working out for me. But because I only trade 3 times a week, and I will only take possibly most of the time 1 trade or 2 trades a day at most. Sometimes I get antsy about wanting to take a trade. So, which I haven't been doing that lately, because I was in farther drawdown than this. This is on an Apex funded account, and I wasn't following my rules. That's why I was dropping so far. I'm a little down, less than 1%, and I'm risking about $200 per trade. So, following my rules, that obviously will keep the, what do you call it? The odds in my favor, the probabilities. So yeah, just being patient, waiting for the right setup. Is this still in a 5-minute? Let me go back to my chart. Yeah. So some of you may see this little inversion and see if that counts, but Generally, I'm not going to take this because we're in the middle of a higher time frame inversion right now, anyways. So I'd rather see this close. Plus, in we got news in a minute, so I'm definitely not taking anything before news. It's just it's not worth it to take something like that. But if there wasn't anything here, nah, it's still not obvious though. It's not a big enough like gap. It's not something that you just see as soon as you look at the chart. More obvious gaps are like this. Like that's an obvious gap there. Obviously, it's a higher time frame, but I'm just saying in general. Higher gap here. This one a little bit more obvious. Like this. Obviously, it's two here, but I'm just saying the size of it. That's more obvious. That's kind of the things you want to look for the gaps to inverse. Okay, news in 5 seconds. See where this goes. I hope it takes the low first and then comes back up. I just don't know if there'd be enough volume to do that. But we'll see. Hopefully. So a little higher than the forecast. And I am no expert on news, so by any means, I know a little bit, but I'm not really a fundamental trader, but it is something to pay attention to for sure. And don't be just taking trades without looking at the calendar for the day. Every day when you get on the chart, you should have the calendar pulled up at the same exact time to check it for the day. If there's anything red, I generally say wait until after the news settles. So you're not getting stuck in the middle somewhere, blow an account. But if you trade news, if that's your strategy, cool. But if it's not in your trading plan, don't trade it. It's that simple. Looks like we may take the lows. It's looking like that right now. Gosh, we are so bearish, but I do like how this candle closed, this 1 hour. More of a rejection candle. And I kind of like these two candles here. But if they could take out a couple more buyers before going up, that would be cool. And if I leave a runner, I'd probably leave it for the 50% right before this big fair value gap. But it all comes down to momentum and how it is at that moment. Obviously, things can change. It's the thing with trading, not everything's just black and white. It's nothing right now. Let's see if I can show y'all the trade I took yesterday, if I can find it. I can't remember if it was on the 32nd. Oh yeah, right here. Cool. Still have it marked out. So this is what I took yesterday. We had just taken like a daily high that entered into a fair value gap. This is a huge fair value gap right here. So I was expecting some move down, even if it was short term, because it was a pretty bullish move in the start of the day. And it was kind of during, it was during a macro time. And if you're not familiar with macro times, basically these, 20-minute intervals in price. So basically from 9:50 to 10:10, where the market really can move, and that you can do from 8:50 to 9:50, 10:50, 11:50, stuff like that. But you could just look up macros and it'll be all over online with videos. But basically, I took this 30-second at the close of the candle. I was willing to take this because of the momentum and how this candle was moving, and the fact that if it was going to hit, I could move my stop loss to break even super quick. So, and yeah, sometimes I do look for the retracement, but I knew I probably wasn't going to get that because it entered this fair value gap right here and then just shot down. So I took that as soon as the candle closed, and it immediately shot down. Like as soon as I entered, it just started moving in my favor, which it just doesn't always happen. Sometimes it will like close right, but like it'll hit it and then go right back up, and then unfortunately just out right there. But it's almost like a free trade, because you can move your stop loss so quick. So I did that. I know I took some out somewhere around this level, and then I took the rest off at the low. This is a super quick trade. We're talking, what is that, even a minute? Like a minute and a half or something? Yeah, like a minute and a half. Super quick trade. They don't always happen like this by any means, but this one was really good. But yeah, just follow my rules. As soon as it closed, I entered, but stop above that high. And if we would have gotten a close above this candle, I would have closed the position. But it worked out. I don't think I left. Yeah, I didn't leave a runner on this, just because it was already pretty low. So I just took everything out right there. And then let's go back to price. Okay. So it looks like we may not get those lows right now. It is what it is. I just don't know how I'm gonna get into a trade with this gap right here. I don't think it's gonna give me anything. And price does not want to close above this gap right here. This is really holding price. And this is what I was talking about, guys, with the patience thing. Like, this is boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, just sitting around here waiting for something for an hour. But like, that's the thing with trading. Like, trading should be boring. Like, it's not like going to a casino or nothing like that. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's professional gambling at most if you're following the rules. But it shouldn't be fun, so to speak. Like, it's cool to win and stuff like that, but trying to be not so caught up into the emotions of it. So a lot of waiting around, being patient. Don't get me wrong, it sucks sometimes, but not every day is gonna be a trading day. So it's just how it is. So how I look at it perspective wise is, I'm gonna be trading for a long time. So we're talking one trading day out of the 1,000 days. I'll probably 10,000 days that I'll probably trade in my life. So if I miss one day, I miss one day. It just is what it is. Better not to force anything though. it's still holding price, and it's probably because you got two 5-minute gaps here, so both of these are probably holding price together. To be honest, I probably won't take anything until after we close above this gap too. Because after there, yeah, we got the 50%, but I do think it's gonna, well, let me see. This is a pretty big zone right here. I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably be pretty hesitant about taking a long after this 50%. I guess it just matters how much momentum. Only thing in our favor right now is this is a like a news move. I forgot the name, but we call it let me see. Oh, a data. There we go. Oh, there we go. I was like, why is it taking so long? A data high. That's what that is. Something I got from Dodgy. I don't know if y'all heard my other shout outs because of the audio is so crap, but shout out to Dodgy. Most of this comes from what I learned from him. Obviously, ICT is who I learned like the concepts from, but the actual model in itself is I got for that from Dodgy. He uses the inversion fair value gaps kind of with the rules that I'm using. So shout out to him. I appreciate everything he's done. He does a lot for a lot of traders, so he's a good trader. Go check him out. Okay, so still didn't get a close above that one, but it'd be cool if we could see this candle close above both of these. That might mean something, but we'll see. But you're gonna see what I'm saying. This, I know it's 9 here, but 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This 10 a.m. candle is usually reversal. Like, it usually is just about finding an entry in that. There really wasn't anything. Nah. Yeah, there was nothing to even enter on if you're using the inversions. Because this 5 minutes still didn't close, so you can't even take that. So I guess you could take something in 3 minutes if it closed, but I don't take trades like that because the stop loss, it'd be a pretty big stop loss, and then basing on the close of it. It's just I don't like the close of the candle to be taking that long. Like if I know I'm gonna lose a trade, I usually want to know pretty quick if it's gonna be a win or a loss. So that's why I like to generally use between the 1 to 3, just because those closes of the candles won't go too far down. So it'll usually close before wherever my stop loss is. I guess my quote unquote hard stop loss is. Because I don't just put it like that. That's not how I trade. So I'll usually put it somewhere right here to lower the risk. And if you get a close like here, I'll close the trade. Here, I'll close the trade. And sometimes it will run a little bit past this. And if it does, I'll stay in until it closes. Now, if it's like super like going down with a lot of momentum, I'll probably just exit. But that's generally how it works with the close of the candle. Alright, so it just tapped into the 50%. It's about to hit this fair value gap on the higher time frame. I still have some conviction though it can come back up here. I just don't like how it left the 5 minute equal lows. But it could always go back to those. I think there's a good amount of liquidity sitting up here, so I could see that being hit. And yeah, it respected that fair value gap here, so not like a bad, but honestly it could just hit there and then go right back down. So a lot of ifs right now. it's not like at least to me, there's not like a clear bias of where price can go. Um, it's kind of like in the middle right now, so it could respect this or it can not respect it. Sometimes the best thing to do, I know it'd be a long way. I'd probably be done trading for the day by then. But you wait for this inverse to close. If you know it, like from there, you'll know if it's probably gonna hit the high or not. So like, if we were to get a close above this on an inverse, it's most likely gonna hit this. It's just not everybody wants to wait for that, and by then it may take 1 or 2 hour candles for that. And by like lunchtime, I'm done trading. So I probably just missed that move, but it's something to look out for. Or do that, or it'll maybe respect the 50% of this. Let me see where that is at. So yeah, it may respect the 50% of this fair value gap, and then maybe just dump back down. So that may give you bias. Just right now, it's nothing's like super clear to me. But there is a lot of momentum, so that's a good thing. Okay, that 5 minute did close. I'm gonna take this off. The 5 minute did close pretty aggressively. So that's a good candle you'd want to see if it's gonna continue higher. But obviously, there's no true entry for me. Like I'm not entering this. I wouldn't. But you know, some people may. That was a 15-minute close too. Yeah, that's a strong 15-minute candle. I do like that candle. Sometimes a good area of liquidity. So like, let's say if we drop down and we create an inverse on like the 1 minute time frame. If this turns into like a internal high inside of a fair value gap, that's sometimes a good target. So this right here is a potential target only if we kind of come down and create like a bearish fair value gap, so we can inverse and take it. As right now, I don't see that happening, but it could. So that's possibly something that I would look at personally. I'm gonna take these off because they already inversed, and I know that. So yeah, this I'm a. Where's that? Am I tripping? Where is it at? I don't even know if this is the tool I'm looking for, but not really. But you know, it'll work. This is kind of what I look for. Some type of down move. I guess something on the 1 minute, not the 5, obviously. Some kind of down move, respect a fair value gap, and then back to that internal high inside of the higher time frame fair value gap. Just we may not get that. So if we don't get that, I doubt I'm gonna take anything. It's just at that point, unless it somehow closes. If this 15-minute closes above this, I may still look for something. Yeah, if we inverse above this, it still won't be till 10:30, but I may take something like that because that'll kind of give me more conviction that we may hit this high. So I know I was talking about the hour before, but this would be good enough for me and a high enough time frame for me to give me enough conviction that we're probably gonna hit this. So yeah, either I'll wait for this to close, or it just kind of rejects a little bit, respects a fair value gap down here, and then I may take it back up to that internal high. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. So either one of those is just about waiting for it. That's all it comes down to. It's a waiting game. So I measured this out right here because this is kind of like an impulse leg um, of like a premium discount zone. So if we can maybe get a retracement back to this fair value gap and respect that, and then have some type of inverse here, that's whenever I would take that trade. So this is kind of what I'm referring to. We're talking about coming back down to possibly get into something. So I usually always want it to hit some type of fair value gap or something along the lines. Most of the time that to see if it respects it. It kind of gives you like a double confirmation after it respects this, and then also inverses a fair value gap going in the opposing direction. So you have like one confirmation and then that second one, and then if it's with momentum, that's even better. So yeah, so let's see if we can get that. I'll tell you what though, I am hungry, so as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna eat. Still nothing right now. Just keep pumping up. And I doubt we're gonna get this close above this in this candle. Be very unlikely. So still same plan. Probably something down and then back up if we get it. Okay. Finally getting something possibly, so. So either really two things can happen here. It's either gonna respect this stuff and go back up, or we can see it go right back down to these lows. So at this point, I want to see this respected. I like this 2-minute gap because it's very obvious. I'm gonna delete this, but I know it's there. Yeah, if this closes below here on a couple of these time frames and like pretends it's like not even there, that's not a good sign for it to go long. Because right now it's acting like there's not even a fair value gap. Yeah, so gotta close on the 1 minute below it. 2 minutes still looks okay, so we'll see. And generally, guys, if there's like a 1 minute, a 2 minute, a 3 minute, usually I'm gonna take a little bit of the higher one, even if it's not that 3 minute, because sometimes it'll disrespect the 1 minute, but as long as it's respecting the 2 or the 3 or whatever, it could still be valid. It's gonna close 36. Okay, so the 2 and the 3 are gonna close at the same time. So let's see if it respects the gap or not. Okay, so as of right now, it did. So what I'd like to see now is like 1 or 2 candles push through this, if possible. I don't want it to be just messing around. Speed is very important when it comes to trading. Things that are moving quick in your direction usually is a good sign. Ooh, but it did not respect this 5 minute. Close below that. Which, if you're bearish, guys, this is probably a good short. I'm just not 100% bearish right now. I think for me to be bearish, I'd want to see a close below on this as an inverse. If it inverses this, it probably will go back to those equal lows that are on the 5 minute on NQ. Yeah, I only want to look for the best possible setups. I don't want my money just to go to waste, so. And I like to treat this funded account like it's my own money, like it's no different than a live account. So that's how I want to treat it. It's 4 minutes, not bad. I usually don't take 4 minute setups. Only thing that I don't like is that on the 3 minute, there's still 2 fair value gaps, and the 2 minutes not like that. But like it can close above this 2 minute, and then not on the 3, and then it goes back down because we didn't wait for the close here. So because of that, I probably won't take the I probably won't take the 2 minute. Which sucks. It's probably a good setup. I'd either wait for the 3 here or maybe take this 4. It also respected the 50% of this impulse move. So that's sometimes a good sign that it could still go to the upside. Maybe we can get something in the macro time that what would it be? The 1050 to the 1110. If you get something between there, that may be good. So it looks like it tapped into that fair value gap. It's kind of dumping. I wouldn't call that a 2022. I guess you could maybe on the 1 minute because that's a market structure shift. Okay, so it's probably gonna go to the lows, I'm guessing. Yeah, this 15-minute close it's really bearish. I probably won't take anything here. Yeah, so you see what I'm talking about? It came up, it hit this. Let's see if that hit the 50% actually. It might have that fair value gap out. That's what I was saying earlier. Yep, sure did. So tapped the 50% of this fair value gap and then just started dumping. So that's kind of a way to kind of get your bias if it's not clear. So like if this 15-minute closes and inverse this, probably most likely you're going to go to the downside. But that's why I kind of wait and I try not to rush anything because it's hard to say what direction price is going to go in the middle of here. This is like no man's land. So there's almost no point of taking a trade unless you, I guess, don't care about money or that's what your strategy implies. So I'd rather not lose my money. That's a huge candle on the 30-second. compared to all of these at least. Did it tap into something? Let's see what ES is doing. $8.33. Yeah. See, this is a SMT from earlier. So it created a lower low here, a higher high here, but it really didn't give any entry. So it's not like you could have. Yeah, there's nothing here. You couldn't take anything here, at least with the inversion model. Where's price gonna close? So if it closes above, I may still take something to the upside. If it closes above, yeah, so it did. Kind of like that 5-minute candle too. This was actually a pretty good, like a V-shaped recovery, because it closed above both of these. Only thing though, I wouldn't take this because there's still it still needs to inverse up here. Like it's not smart to take these because this is not the main inversion. The main one is up here. It's like a secondary one. That's something I learned from Dalji as well. Like taking these are really low probability when there's a higher one right above it. Like yeah, you can maybe get a better entry, but like who cares if you're not winning the trade? So it's better to wait for the main one to inverse and then take that one, or wait for the main one to inverse and then wait for a smaller one from there, then take that. So there's two ways you could do it, I guess the right way, so to speak. Yeah, if I don't get anything in this macro by the end of 11:10, I'm not gonna take anything. I'll probably just call it a day. I generally don't like to take trades after 11. I just don't win those as much, and I don't trade PM. But PM's sometimes good to trade, usually like after the what would it be Eastern time? Like 1:30? Yeah. Like after lunch. You don't want to be trading during lunchtime. Unless it's during like a lunch macro, I guess you could. Man, it's crazy how bad my audio was earlier. I know it's better. I know I can get it better though. I just ordered some things to help with my mic because I have a good mic. It's just I need better settings for it and just some like little tools and stuff like that to make it better. So hopefully next couple streams my audio will be all good. Just gotta mess with it. Still nothing right now. Trying to tell y'all this is the boring part of trading, but this is what it takes. The more boring it is, the better off you are. No reason to force anything. Preserve the capital, that's how you stay alive. Okay, so you got a 5-minute close. I think it's gonna hit these relative equal lows, honestly. Let me mark these out. I wonder if there's anything to the right too. Let me see. No, like you got these down here. I think if these hit, cool. But yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get a trade today. I'm just, I don't see how any setup's gonna form, and I really don't want to short this far in discount, and I don't think something's gonna form that quick. That's the thing, really. Yeah, one thing I learned too is like not being on the chart for like a super long time. Like I like to be on, like I get on usually at 8:30 EST, because generally there's gonna be news around those times, like the 8:30 time. So generally like right after that I'll maybe look for something, and then I like to be done sooner. Like I'll take a trade before the New York Stock Exchange open, if possible. But I usually don't like to take anything after 11. I'll probably change this to. I'll change it later. I'll probably change my time to match what is on the chart, so I'm not confusing anybody. It's just I live in Central Standard Time, so that's why it's like that default on my computer. Yeah, if you're bearish and you took, let me see. Yeah, you could have took this inverse. The only reason I wouldn't take something like that is because it was also like the 15. I usually like to wait. If there's a gap, I usually like to wait until the 15-minute closes and then look for an inverse somewhere below that. Just because it kind of gives me a confirmation that we're probably going to go down. So if you took that, cool. I wouldn't call that like a super like A plus setup, how Dodgy would say it. It does. As of right now, it's looking like these lows are gonna hit though. That close. Yeah, this inverse right here. If you want to take that, the reason I wouldn't take something like that, it's not really delivering off of anywhere like just recently. Yeah, we did up here, and then just the fact that we're so far down already. I usually don't like shorting this far down. I'd rather be higher up. Like if this was happening up here, I would take that most likely. But I could still see this playing out. I'm not in this trade. I am not taking this trade, just so you know. I'm just marking it out. And then a little order block right here, so I could possibly respect that too. Kind of gives a little bit more confirmation. Wonder if it... But this is a pretty obvious fair value gap right here. So generally that's the type of fair value gaps you want to look for. Eat that. Yeah, and if you are in a trade like this, generally you want to put your stop to break even after this low is broken, and then you could, I don't know if I would, you could take profit there if you wanted to. Me personally, I'd probably just hold until the low right here. I'm gonna mark it just in case somebody are coming. Oh, anybody to just hop in and try to get in this just because they see the live stream and it's still close to entry. And it's not doing nothing right now. Just stalling. Yeah, and they're really, I guess if you're bearish here, you could have, yeah, you could have taken this. Yeah, this, 10. Yeah, I didn't see this one. Um, I think the thing was though, I was still kind of possibly bullish here, but if you definitely had a bearish bias at this moment, this definitely was not a bad setup. On the 32nd, it wasn't. Into there, stop below that high. It would have been stops to break even there. Um, and then their target definitely would have took either. I usually don't like to take anything if it's under 1-to-1. Um, but you could have took some off there, and then you could have left a runner for either the relative equal lows, or me personally, if I'm gonna hold, I'm probably gonna hold somewhere at this where they're taking liquidity here. If I'm gonna hold something that far, but that was not a bad setup if you were short bias at the time. But this is what I was talking about. It was kind of like in the middle of no man's land. So it was above the 50%, but when it got to this 50%, it started kind of shooting up. So I wasn't comfortable at that moment taking a short. I wanted to see it reject first, which it did. And it looks like this trade right here is about to lose. So you see what I'm talking about? Even though it did close below this order block here, everything, we're still so far in discount. That's the main reason why I wouldn't take that, because it doesn't have to hit right now. It can hit later. So yeah. So hopefully anyone listening, you avoided that by not taking it. I said I'm not in it because I want to take this because they're already so far at discount, and it was just dancing around too. So you're probably wondering because there's a gap here. I don't like how it didn't respect this gap. Like it closed below it. It's moving though, but on the 1 minute, it didn't close below this one here. You could have possibly taken this. Stops probably would have already been at break even if you entered at the close of the candle. Just it's a big stop. I would have wanted a retrace back to here, but it already went above this this short-term high, so this is already invalid for me. I'd have to wait for another one and then take that. Yeah, if you took I guess you could take the 2 minute, because that has not broken above the short-term high, but you'd have to take it. Yeah, I guess you could have took that. It's just really far from where I would want to enter at. But this can work out for sure. So if it breaks above that, you put your stop loss to break even there. Just I'm not as confident right now, especially because we're already later into the session, and it was kind of disrespecting a lot of things I was looking for. So that's why I didn't pay much attention to that, to be honest with you. And I really didn't like how if it would have respected this on the 2 minute with this setup, I may would have thought about it, but I still don't think I would have got the entry because it was so far away from where I would want to enter. Um, but that's probably the only way I would have took that. But you see, it's like close below this one, closing below this one. It's just usually not a good sign of good price action. It's like the signs of bad PA. And stop loss, I guess it wouldn't have been break even if you would have if you would have took this. Okay, so at this point, so it's created a new short-term high. You have a lower candle, higher candle, lower candle. So if it were to break above this and you're in this trade, I would put your stop loss to break even, or at least I would, after it breaks that. You're probably right again that I'm not in this trade. Which you should be able to know just based off of the equity and stuff is not moving. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna call it a week because like I said, I don't trade on a Friday, so I'm probably done here. If anybody stopped by or ends up watching this, I appreciate it. It's the first stream of many. I will probably be on next Tuesday. Depends if I have to take my cat to this thing appointment in the morning. Wednesday I probably won't because we have a baby appointment, having our second baby. Thursday I'll definitely be on of next week. So journey to get the account obviously back up to original balance and back in the profit. So All right, I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next time. If you kind of liked what you saw, appreciate hit the subscribe button. Damn, I can't even say it. I want y'all to do it. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.